Welcome. In this session, we will talk about forest conservation, some of the major movements like Chipko movement, Bishnoi movement, Apico movement. Then we would also focus on the biodiversity register. Now, to begin with, why these movements actually came into existence is a very important question. So, when human beings try to gain control over the natural resources, and in that process, they destroy the natural resources to a higher extent, then there is we can say a movement that comes in to bring in socio-economic equity and to protect the environment from degradation. And this is one of the major causes for rise of the environmental movements. Now these environmental movements are mainly considered on issues related to ecology, issues related to human rights and health. Another important thing is some of the important movements that we can say in case studies. We can say Silent Valley in Kerala, Apiko movement in Karnataka, Chipko movement in Uttarakhand. Then you have Narda Bachao Andolan in Gujarat. Similarly, the environmental movements in Odisha are really important. Gandhabardhan is one such movement. There is another as the Kashipur mining site for bauxite. Then you have the Niyamgiri Hills in Odisha, where the issue of biodiversity protection came into existence. So various scholars have given various perspective onto it, but environmentalism is one of the important ideas. And in the Chipko movement, we have seen it's not just environmentalism, it is feminism as well, because the women actually came in the forefront to protect the trees and hug the trees. So we can say it is a collaboration of environmental and feminism. So we call it as a eco-feminist environmental movement, right? Again, there are various perspectives. For example, the Gandhian perspective is really important. Now Gandhian perspective talks about bringing in development without hurting the ecological balance. So maintaining that equilibrium becomes important. And off and on in India as well as in the other parts of the world, there have been constant debates regarding the contradictions between ecology and the development. So how much development should take place and how ecologically viable that development is. Both of these become a important issue to discuss, right? So here we would talk about some of the movements one by one. So our first movement that we would start with is the Chipko movement. Now Chipko movement started in 1973 in the regions of Chamoli district. Now this movement was later at the district of Tehri Garhwal, which lies in Uttarakhand. Now, who were the leaders? Sundarlal Bahuguna, one of the major proponents of the movement. Then Gaura Devi, Sudesha Devi, Bachni Devi were some of the important leaders, and Chandi Prasad Bhatt. Their contributions have been really, really important. Now, this came into existence. Why? There were environmental problems which were brought into attention because of the Alaknanda catchment area. Now this Alaknanda catchment area in the mid-western Himalayas had one of the issues with the border security, and after the 1963 Indo-China border conflict, this area came into more light because the forests were degraded tremendously and there was widespread flood which affected the region in 1970s. Now this was another reason that villagers were not allowed to cut the trees in those areas, either for fuel or fodder. Now the people's movement was brought with the cooperative efforts of Chandi Prasad Bhatt. Chandi Prasad Bhatt was basically considered as the founder for the Dasholi Gram Swaraj Sangh. This Dasholi Gram Swaraj Sangh led the first Chipko movement in the Mandal district or the village Mandal in 1973. Now Chipko means embrace in English, and it basically implies hugging the trees. As I already said, this movement was brought primarily by the women of those areas, and therefore this was considered as an eco-feminist movement. Now, women were why into light is another important question, because women were solely responsible in that area for cultivation, for livestock, as well as for children. So any harm that was caused because of the landslide, because of the floods, because of the Indochina border conflict, caused deforestation and an impact onto the local villages, and as a result women were the one who were brought into the forefront. Even the Google Doodle commemorated the Chipko movement or the Chipko Andolan in one of its anniversaries, and it says that Chipko movement is one of the outstanding examples of eco-feminist movements across the globe. So this was mainly to control the issue of deforestation, right? And why this movement was brought was the reason that the region was the region where permit was given for a sports manufacturing company to come in. Now, since this sports manufacturing company wanted to come in, the people did not wanted the forest or the trees of that region to be cut down in order to have the manufacturing unit being established. Now, this movement also has its root from the Bishnoi movement by Amrita Devi. We'll talk about that in summary as well. The Bishnoi movement dates back to 17th century, and this had been again one of the movements where saving the lives had been important, because the king had ordered cutting of the trees to build the palace, and numerous people, nearly 363 people, gave their lives. Most of them were women, and including Amrita Devi, and this incident opened the eyes for the king, and then finally it was a result that banning of the cutting of trees was done in the region surrounding the Bishnoi, the Khejrali village. We'll talk about that as we move forward. But this was a cooperative effort by Chandi Prasad Bhatt, later propagated by Sundarlal Bahuguna, and the cooperative, which was the Dasholi Gram Swaraj Sangh, led the first Chipko movement, which is really important. The next is, in the south, the Silent Valley movement. Now, Silent Valley is a region which is a tropical, evergreen tropical forest in the Palakkad district of Kerala, right? This movement started in 1978, and this was part of the Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad along with NGOs and Sugandha Kumari. So, Sugandha Kumari was again one of the major proponents of the Silent Valley movement. Now, why the name Silent Valley was called in? Now, this region was called as Silent Valley during the time of Britishers, where the Englishman actually said that there is no noise of the cicadas when it grows dark, and that was the reason it was called as Silent Valley. So it is a triangular shaped area. On the two sides is the Kozhikode and the Palakkad or the Palghat area, and on the other side is the Coimbatore area. So